Hello everybody, right, this is one for Jack Ash. He says, what about the idea of getting booked for days in advance on the exchange or getting booked for day rate? And you can do it. And it's very nice. The higher up the vehicle weight you go, the more chance you have. Arctics tend to get booked weeks in advance. You know, we're going to go there, then there, then there, then there, then there. Which does take a lot of the pressure out trying to look for jobs. But in the game that we play on the exchange, it's kind of more small. We're kind of like taxis. It's kind of short order. We need it in a hurry. If you're booked in advance, you're going to get less money. It's like my customer needs it. He needs it moved now. He's going to pay premium money for it. If I can get a van in there in 15 minutes, everyone's a winner, baby. So what about it? Well, I would say you've got to work out how much money you would make on an average day. So you're going to run for a little while and you're going to get the hang of it. You go on an average day, maybe in a Luton I'm bringing in, or a long wheelbase, I want to bring in 2, I want to bring in 250. In my little van, I want to bring in 150 or something like that. And then if someone says, I want you for the day, you go, okay, fine. How much? Well, normally I get 150. You're going to have 150. As long as there's not a million miles on it. Because there's no point saying to someone, I'll have you for the day 150 quid. Lovely. Well, what I want you to do is I want you to start in Southampton. I want you to drive to Leeds. When you come back to Southampton, you go, hold on a second. I'm going to do a ton of diesel here. Diesel's not cheap. So you've got to take into account the miles. There's day rate running around town. Little bits drops here and there, and then there's day rate. You've got to go to Northampton, then you've got to go to Leicester, then you've got to go to Newcastle, and then you're going to finish in Manchester, and you're like, oh, hang on a second. So take into account the amount of diesel that's on the job. So you want to know and also how many stops there are, because they might turn around and say, we're going to do your day rate, we're going to do 200 stops. Well, you're in grief territory now. You're in a sort of Amazon and Hermes land. So, I mean, those guys get day rates. They get paid very well, but they work very, very hard for their money. Then so you've got to work out whether it's worth your while, whether you want to do it, how many stops on it. Also work out time. Because the day rate's day rate. What's the day rate? Well, you want to start at midnight and finish at midnight. Normally, I would say start at 8, finish at 4. Or start at 7, maybe start at 7, finish at 4, be done. And then after that, you go, right, now hang on a second. I've booked you for day rate. I started at 8. We're now at 4, 5 o'clock. So you want to specify that beforehand if you can. And go, well, what is a day? Or like, I mean, I had it before with a parcel force. And it's, okay, you start at like, I think I didn't start till 10. Get to 6, whatever you have dropped to take back. And personal pride, I had 4 left. I carried on going to try and get the last 4 off. Like, it had to be a little bit longer. But then went back and realised that no one else was doing that. They were just slinging all their parcels in the bin. I kind of went, okay. As for getting booked days in advance, again, it's nice. It can take the pressure out. But I've said this before, it's like you're nailing your foot to the floor. Which is like, say, for example, a guy books you, particularly if it's an afternoon job. Your afternoon job, Wednesday afternoon, and then Wednesday morning a job comes out, that's lovely, just round the corner. Oh no, hang on, I'm not going to get back in time. You can find yourself sitting around all day Wednesday morning to go and pick up your afternoon job, because nothing pings up that's short, and you've done the best part of your day in, and the money you would have made in the morning is money that you'd made that you would have done the afternoon job in. And also, if, say, for example, you've got a job picking up on Thursday morning, and then on Wednesday you're in Leeds, you're coming back to Dunstable, a job pings up, Leeds must be dropped in Southampton at 8 in the morning, and go, loads of miles, I don't get money on that. No, hang on, can't take it, because I've got to be in Dunstable tomorrow morning for that job I booked. So taking them is good. I think when the exchange is not busy, having jobs in the bag, thinking, right, okay, well, at least I'm booked for Thursday, at least I'm booked for Friday, having money in the bank, you know it's coming, is reassuring. When the exchange is busy, doesn't necessarily do you a favour. And also when the exchange is busy, your day rate goes up, because you know you can put jobs next to each other, you marry them up, you can make more money. So on the whole, the game that we're in, I'm not a great fan of sort of booking ahead of time, and I don't mind a day rate as long as it's a decent day rate. At the moment, I'm doing Latham's, I'm doing wood drops. You might have 5 drops, 7 drops, 8 drops, relatively local. A lot of work, sometimes quite a bit of handball on there. Quite heavy, particularly at the start of the day. Get left with a bit of rubbish. And as a day rate, it's not the best in the world. Not for an 18-ton truck, it's not. But then having said that, when there ain't a lot of work out there, You take whatever you can get, and it's February and it's quiet. So if my good friend Simon rings me up, and he's my favourite shipper, and says, "Do you want a Latham's in the morning?" I say yes. Like he rang me up and said, "Do you want to go to Nottingham tomorrow?" I said yes, and that's where I'm going tomorrow. In the wind and the rain, I'm going to, wish me luck, in the big truck, like driving a kite into a hurricane. I'm going to Nottingham. I'm going to take care and take money.